That little youngin' up to something, he gon' roll when it's right. Ain't no question, they gon' make him take a soul in the night. Once he ran from automatics, he done chose.
Yo, what's good, man? What's the word?
Oh man, what's good, man? Everything good, man. Everything good, man.
No doubt, no doubt. Now, for people watching this interview and they may be unfamiliar with you, who I have in front of the camera?
AKA OG Hollywood, man. Government name Roger Henderson, man.
For sure. Now, where you originally from?
West Dallas.
West Dallas. Now, growing up in West Dallas, like, how was that for you?
Let me put it like this, man. Typical low-income housing area, man. You know what I'm saying? Hustle and bustle. Streets first, everything else second.
Okay, damn, streets first?
Streets first, man.
Damn. Now, like, when do you think that was instilled in you?
It was instilled in me, man, growing up. Not to say that I wasn't properly raised in the home, man. It's just that, you know, the environment and what you saw every day, man. Even getting on the bus, you still see hustle. You know what I'm saying?
Damn, okay, for sure. Now, that's real, though. That's real. Now, you also played sports, you know what I'm saying, basketball and football.
Yeah.
How was that, like, trying to play sports and, like, still avoid the street stuff going on?
I'm not going to say it was easy. It really was tough, man, you know, because, you know, the household was always, like I said, even though my father wasn't in the house, so I was raised by my mother. But at the same time, man, motherhood was instilled in me to do the right thing. Right. You know, not to say that I always did the right thing, but as far as sports, man, it was hard, man, because you wanted the shoes, you know, you wanted the shirts, you wanted the jerseys, right. But like I said, living in a low-income housing area, man, the money wasn't just, you know, it wasn't there.
Right. So. Now, I seen one of your videos you spoke about, like, or we talked off camera, you said how the coaches would pick you up from across the town and take you to school. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, what were some things you could say you learned from them? What
I learned from them, man, is that regardless of the situation, man, if you apply yourself, man, it's nothing in this world that you couldn't do.
That's real. That's real. Now, you said the motherhood was kind of instilled in you to always do the right thing. Yeah. At what point do you feel like that kind of deterred, or when did that kind of go out the way?
I have to say, man, that first and foremost, RIP to my mom, when my mother was murdered. You know, my mother was murdered in West Dallas, man, killed in the streets, man, was shot 3 times by a woman that she was close friends with.
Damn. I mean, so were you still growing up during that time, or were you? Okay.
Yeah, I was still growing up at that time, man. To be honest, the day of the murder, you know, her and this same individual had dropped me off at the recreation center. You know, not knowing that when I was up there practicing for basketball, you know, my mother was getting murdered.
Right. Damn, that's tough, man. Yeah. Like, how did you actually find out?
Because, you know, at a certain time the gym closes, right?
Right.
And the time lapsed, and I knew that she would never be late to pick me up. You know what I'm saying? Because I was one of her favorite kids, although, you know, my other sister and brothers was her favorite kids too, but what made me her favorite kid is I was born on her birthday, so we got the same birthday. So I knew she would never be late to pick me up. And the time lapsed and she didn't pick me up, so therefore I had to walk home. You know, and if anybody ever been to West Dallas, you know, it was called the Northampton Recreation Center, and it was right across the street from the projects. Okay. So I had to walk home, and when I arrived home, it was a lot of people in my house, and everybody was crying, and they was telling me my mother had just got shot.
Damn. I mean, so excuse me, the murder actually took place at your home?
No, it was on another side of the housing projects.
Okay.
You know, and yeah, she was shot. She was shot in the front seat of a car, and a lady shot her 3 times through her purse. You know, and then they pushed her out of the car.
Yeah, that's tough, man. I'm sorry to hear that. That's rough, man. Now, like, you know what I'm saying, you seeing that scene and they're telling you, like, what happened. What was your initial thoughts?
Well, as a young, you know, as a young kid, you know, when you know your mother is, you know, might be not coming home anymore, so you had to process all that. Just to try to understand what happened or what didn't happen, due to the fact that the lady shot her had just dropped her off. So now you wondering, during that time when you were there, what happened in the car. Right. Everybody else was just laughing and celebrating from whatever, you know, they was doing. And after they dropped me off and that transpired, So I had to try to process all that. And for a kid,
Right.
it's no way that you can process that.
Yeah, absolutely. That's tough, man. So moving forward, like, what are some of the changes that you had to adjust to?
The change I had to adjust to was 2 sisters and 1 brother in the house, including me. So that's 4 kids in the house. And my sister automatically came head of the household, and she was a senior in high school.
Was she the oldest out of you guys?
Yes.
Okay.
And she was the senior in high school. So I had to adjust from taking directions and order from my mother, and it was handed down to my sister by force.
Right.
You know, because she was the oldest one in the household. So that's one of the main things I had to adjust to.
For sure, for sure. So at this point, are you still going to school every day, or?
Yeah, I was still going to school. I was still going to school and trying to get my mental process right of coming home and my mother's not there anymore. You know, so, but I continued to go to school.
Were there any like programs that you were going in to kind of like help you with your mental?
No programs at all.
Yeah.
Nothing, none of that was offered to me due to the fact of where I was from, and it wasn't a lot of money,
Right.
you know, passing through the hands of people in low-income housing area.
Right. Damn. I mean, so if like thinking back now, like, do you think it would have been any other way that you probably would have handled it differently?
That's hard for me to say because, like I said, I was a kid.
Right. Right.
So it's that's something that you can never wrap your head around. You're not expecting to come home and people tell you, hey man, your mother's in the hospital. She was shot 3 times in the abdomen by a friend of hers. You know, no kid in the world can process that.
Right. Now, did you guys get justice for that situation?
Yeah, the lady received, we went to jury trial. She received 45 years in prison.
Okay.
But at the time, I didn't know what the procedure was in the courts because I was only a young child.
Right.
You know.
So moving forward, you know what I'm saying, you guys get justice for that. The household is now different. Was there any time that you felt like any sense of neglect or anything like that?
No, not from anybody in the household. You know, I still had family members outside of my mother, which was my mother's sister and my cousins. You know, and we were all tight. We was all close knit, but so I never felt any kind of neglect from that standpoint.
Okay, good. So you're still playing sports at this time, even after the death of your mother?
I did my best, put it like that.
Okay, for sure. So, excuse me. Now, moving forward, like, when did you think like the criminal activity started to play a role in your life?
Well, the criminal activity started to play a role in my life when the money in the household started going down, and the icebox started to become empty. You know, so it was me going from a boy to a man real quick. You know, so it changed. It changed real quick, man. It changed real quick.
That little youngin' up to something, he gon' roll when it's right. Ain't no question, they gon' make him take a soul in the night. Once he ran from automatics, he done chose not to fight. We gon'